I want to take this opportunity to thank our community for your active interest and engagement in our Did You Know campaign. On behalf of our board and our entire school district, I want to thank you for taking the time to watch our videos, to attend our meetings, to learn more about our finances in Montgomery ISD. This initiative really began last spring when we had our very successful bond campaign. And during that campaign, when I would go out into the community, I would often have various individuals, citizens, parents ask a very important question. Dr. Morrison, we're going to support the bond. We love Montgomery ISD. Why is the district always having funding issues? And it was a great question. From those questions, we decided to launch our Did You Know campaign to bring more awareness to our community about the monies we receive and, more importantly, how those monies are spent to educate each and every one of our children. Over the last several months, we've engaged in a series of videos and public engagements to talk about all these different areas. And we've been able to really do a great job of educating our community about important issues of funding. What are the facts and what are the myths about school funding in Montgomery ISD? For example, when our citizens asked back in the bond campaign, Dr. Morrison, why are we always struggling with funding? Because we see how much more we're paying in property taxes, they were absolutely right. In 2013 to 2020, there was a 60% increase in our citizens paying higher property taxes, but only a 16.5% increase in our school district budget. That immediately had people ask the question, Dr. Morrison, where are those funds going? All I can say is they were not coming to Montgomery ISD. Our community is known for a long time that there is a significant gap between how the state funds education per student and the funds our school district receives per student. But they were amazed to learn that in 2016 that gap was a little over $2,000 and now it is over $3,000. And they were very shocked and alarmed to hear that not only is that gap continuing to get bigger, that gap will continue to grow because of legislation previously passed in Austin. As if that wasn't enough, we also shared the fact that our district continues to be recaptured, or as it's coined, Robin Hood. And somehow, despite being $3,000 below the state average per student funding, somewhere around May each year, TEA, the Texas Education Agency, says to Montgomery ISD, we still think you have too much money and we need you to send some back. And so there has been almost $7 million since 2013 that has been sent back to the state, despite, again, the fact that we have received such limited funding compared to state averages. And so all of these things together cause our community, through our Did You Know campaign, to ask, why is this happening? And more importantly, what is Montgomery ISD able to do about it? In terms of why this is happening, a lot of this deals with the way the state has allocated funding through various state legislation. Going all the way back to 2006, 2015, 2019, there's been various laws and policies not intended to hurt Montgomery ISD, but have certainly added to the challenges that we're facing with our funding. And so we needed to look at our state delegation and ask for help. I want to go on record right now to say how much we appreciate the support and advocacy with our local legislators. Senator Brandon Creighton, Senator Lois Kolkhorst, and Representative Will Metcalf have been exceptional. From coming to our district earlier last year to start hearing the challenges that we're having, to looking at the data, to show the funding gap, they've understood it and they have pledged to work with us to try to fix it. And they have absolutely done that. So then the question is, what can you do to help? The first thing we would ask you to do is to please reach out to our legislative delegation. Senator Creighton, Senator Kolkhorst, Representative Metcalf, they have truly been exceptional. Not only have they understood these issues, they are working diligently to have something actually accomplished. Bills have been introduced that, if passed, will actually take that gap between Montgomery ISD and the state and start to narrow it, or at the very least not let it get bigger. So please reach out. Let them know how much you appreciate their advocacy. Let them know how much you appreciate what they're doing. We are certainly doing that. The other thing I would ask you to do is to stay informed, because every time we have a legislative session, there are always the talking points about what occurred. And so I have every confidence that in this legislative session, there will probably be additional monies allocated to K-12 education. The challenge for Montgomery ISD is that when we have that gap between how the state is funded and how Montgomery is funded, if it goes up for everybody, then yes, our floor might go up a little bit, but everyone else's ceiling goes up even more, and that gap gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And what does that mean? That means that surrounding school districts can be more generous with raises or lower class sizes or add other programs that we want to do in Montgomery ISD that we owe our community to do, but if the resources and revenue aren't there, we struggle. And so We are not at the end of our Did You Know campaign. In some ways, we're really at the beginning. Our commitment to continue to let you know what's happening in our state capital, the impact on our school district, and our journey to making sure we are keeping our commitment to being the premier school district in the state of Texas. We thank you for your support. We never take it for granted. And again, thank you for everything that you do to make MISD really successful on its pathway to premier.